Unless and until you have a signed agreement or a court order issued by a judge in your case, there's usually no obligation for your child's father to begin paying child support. When I draft agreements, the language usually says something like that child support or spousal support, if the situation warrants it, is going to begin on the first day of the first month following execution of the agreement. Sometimes we make it payable in increments on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Sometimes it's all payable on the 1st or by the 5th or something like that, but it's usually not payable until that agreement is signed. And in the meantime, if he's kind of an F-boy, he might be playing fast and loose with us. He might be dragging out negotiations because he doesn't want to pay support. He might be, getting all the way up to that point and then requesting, a change here, a modification there, just to keep things going. And that's a difficult position to be in, but I still have to give the advice that just because he's doing that, just because he's playing around with child support, does not mean that you can deny him parenting time in the meantime. The court won't like that, at least not the court in Virginia, where I practice family law. That is one of those things that can look poorly on you, and I get it, right? It's like, I have no other leverage, and he's dragging this out, and he's not paying, and the child still has needs, regardless of whether we have a signed agreement. He's just not paying it. It's a difficult position to be in, but strategically, the only answer to that question, if you want to, kind of hold his feet to the fire, is to file a petition for child support in the court. Now, that's a contested case rather than a negotiated case like an agreement would be. So if you haven't already gone that route, it might feel like kind of waging World War III. So talk to your attorney about this. But once you file a child support petition, you can ask that child support be awarded retroactively to the date of filing. That doesn't mean you have to go all the way through with a child support hearing if you're able to negotiate something in agreement, but until you have kind of that leverage, it's going to be much more difficult to get retroactive support. So that would be kind of my short answer is, don't withhold parenting time just because he isn't paying support, but if he's continuing to mess around with the agreement and not, sign his name on that line, then your recourse would be filing a petition with the court.